So now we are going to number 7. This is the 7th course that we have in our MAPI program. It's known as IS 507, and then we put in brackets 25 because it's being taught in 2025. And I have my good old friend over here, Dr. Daniel Janosik. He will be helping me, though I'll be doing the teaching, I'll be doing the lecturing, and we'll probably bring in Hatun Tosh to help out with one of the lectures. Daniel, my right-hand man, will be right there every lecture, and he will be there to help answer the Q&As that are so important, because so many of you people who are taking these courses need to be able to throw at us what works, what doesn't work, how you've tried it out in your different countries, in your different ministries. So this is IS 507. What does that mean? This is Apologetics and Polemics. That's right. Now you may say, hold on a minute, isn't that the name for the entire degree? Yes, it is. So this is the signature course that supports the degree. Apologetics, that means how to defend against the attacks coming against us by Muslims. And then polemics, how do you go the other direction to confront the Muslims standing in front of us? Both defense and offense. So this is the course that helps you with just that. It's a very practical course and has been one of the most popular courses in our degree program. Now it's starting on August the 25th. So I'm going to hand it over to Daniel. Daniel, can you tell us a little bit of what is needed, what they need to do, and what students need to take this course?
Well, you will be putting the email address down below so that they can go ahead and contact the school and make that application. Those who have been students know very well how to do that, and we appreciate you doing that as quickly as possible. And we have 3 different categories for the course. The major one would be those who are taking it for a master's degree, and this will be for those of you who will do all the work. But the price for this is $1,530 for the credited course, 3 credits. And for those of you who sign up for the first time, you may have some extra fees, online fees and stuff like that they will do at the beginning. For the master students, they will have to do all the work, and I'll break that down in just a minute. For the audit students, you have access to the online segment where you can participate in the discussions and have a ready access to all the materials right there online. And for the personal enrichment students, you will have access to the Monday night lectures that we have, as well as all the materials that we go over. They will be sent directly to you. So even if you are in an area of the world where you are sleeping while we are having the class from 8 to 11 on Monday evenings Eastern Standard Time, you will still get all the information, a recording of the lecture, and all the materials that we use. Now the prices, as I said, for the master students is $1,530 plus perhaps some fees. The fee for the audit students would be $325, and the fee for the personal enrichment students would just be $225. Now, as far as the MA students, you will have the work to do, and you will have discussions each week, and these are excellent times to get involved with other fellow students and also with the instructors. Then you also have the lecture reflections to write on. So after watching the reflection, you will go ahead and have an opportunity to write a 1 or 2 page overview. And this is a great way to really articulate what you're learning. And the same thing for the reading that you will be doing. You'll have the reading journal, and you'll do these every week on what you have to read for each week. And again, it's a great way to articulate what you're learning, to really highlight the main points and reiterate what we have been learning in class. And then for the MA students, besides the 8 weeks of the lectures, you will have another 7 weeks to finalize your work, and that will involve a research paper and also a final exam, which is an essay exam. So it's open book for the final exam. So you have 7 weeks to complete that work.
Okay, now, Daniel, this is only for Christians. Am I correct? This is only for Christians because this is a seminary. Since it's a
Yes.
seminary, we could only allow Christians. I know I get some feedback, and a lot of people get upset in the comments, say, "Wait a minute, we want this course too." But especially this course. This is really how we do it, how we do missiology, how you actually engage with Muslims face to face. So it makes sense. This is only for Christians. Now, we're going to start on August the 25th. So we're just talking about, well, later this month, and we need you to register before we start. And there is the URL. It is info at ves.edu. I've just printed it down below. Info at ves.edu. Now, what about the different lectures? Let's talk about the different lectures. And I've got them here, and those of you who do register, you will get the syllabus that explains everything that Daniel has just said. So the first week will be on August the 25th, Monday, August the 25th. So it's coming up quick. And on that night, we always introduce the students. And so we ask as many of you who are coming, even if you're in Africa or in Europe or way over in Asia, and it may be 2 or 3 in the morning, we still ask that you come to that first lecture so that you can introduce yourself so we can see you, get to know you. It's like a family. And both Daniel and I have promised that we will be there at every lecture. These are not canned lectures that have been recorded beforehand. We're going to be there live, which means you're going to see us, you're going to hear us, and you're going to engage with us, and we're going to answer your questions live. This is one of the promises we give in the MAPI program. Then after the students have introduced themselves, then I'm going to define the why and we need to have apologetics and polemics. What in the world is the reason for this? That's going to be the first week. The second week, which is September the 1st, we'll do a historical overview of Islam's polemical agenda, looking and seeing what they've done historically. How's it worked in the past, all the way from the 7th, or maybe we're really going to say the 8th century, all the way up until today. Where have they gone? What has been their agenda? What have they used? And how have we reacted as Christians to that agenda? The third week, which is September 8th, I'm going to introduce the major missiological methods that we used as Christians when employing apologetics and polemics. The fourth week, September the 15th, I'm going to say, hold on a minute. Do we have biblical support for this? Is this something we should be using as Christians? Can we see in the Bible where actually the God Himself or Jesus or others in the early church used it, and then look at a historical overview to look at support for both apologetics and polemics. The fifth week, which is September the 22nd, we're going to look at modern examples. That's now, today, in the 21st century. Where have we done well and where have we not done well? And who are the greatest proponents for that? Following that, we're still in September. Yeah, that's right. That's a lot of September Mondays, 5 of them. On the 29th of September, we're going to look at the FAQs, which means frequently asked questions. How to answer these most often asked questions in just 2 minutes. And I'll probably be bringing Hatun Tosh because she is a dynamo when it comes to apologetics. The following week, which is the 7th week, October the 6th, and now we're moving into October, will be the other direction. FAQs in polemics. What are the best questions that we are now posing for Muslims? And some of this, as you're going to see, is this brand new material that we're now introducing on the historical critique concerning polemics. And that's where Daniel and I will be offering some of the best questions that we can pose their direction. And then the last week, week number 8, which is October the 13th, we're going to bring it all together. We're going to do a conclusion and see what is it we've learned, what has worked, what has not worked, what should we be doing good going forward, working towards the next 2 years, because I won't be teaching this again for another 2 years. That will be 2027. So really, we're talking about an awful lot of material that you're going to get. You're going to receive all of it. We're going to get, not only are we going to be sending you PowerPoints, each of the lectures will be supported by a PowerPoint. but also PDFs that we'll be sending you. And I'll be doing this every Tuesday. Sometimes if I'm traveling, it may be a Wednesday, but that's what we promise you. And these are for you to keep. Those of you who have registered, but you have to register. So right there at the bottom, you can see info at ves.edu. Daniel, is there anything else we need to know?
No, except that this is one of the most exciting courses because it is right at the middle of what's going on today in the world, dealing with Islam, dealing with the Muslims. How do you really reach them in the best way? So I'm looking forward to this. I always look forward to hearing the questions that we have to deal with, the arguments, and especially the historical critique, because that is devastating to Islam. It really, as you had in a recent video, how to dismantle Islam. And that's what you will be doing through this course. And all of you who attend this course will gain so much information about how to deal with Muslims with love, but yet dealing with all this information so that you can break down and dismantle Islam. And so it's a very, very important course.
One of the things that I love, Daniel, is in almost every one of our courses. In fact, in every one of our courses, and we've been going now for going on 5 years. We've had so many students who are already in the field, who are out in the
Mhm.
different countries. Where I think we're in 23 to 25 countries now, where we're training students. And what they're doing is they're coming on and actually introducing how this has worked in this country, or how this has not worked in this country, or what are some new ideas that are coming down the pike, because we need to be on top of all the newest attacks that are coming against us. That's polemics against us. And then how to defend against those attacks. That's called apologetics against them. So this is great because of the caliber of students we're getting. This is not something that's done in a library. This is not something that we're putting together just because of our own experience, but of which Daniel and I have much experience, but it's actually ongoing. That's why we have to upgrade it. That's why those who took this course 2 years ago in 2023 will see the lectures have changed substantially in just the last 2 years. And the reason why is that Islam is changing. And as Islam is changing, they're throwing brand new questions, brand new polemics, and we have to have the defense for every one of them. And we're going to show you how to do that and how you do that in a public context, face to face with your Muslim friends.
And Jay, one thing that I really find to be so important with being live in the class is that after hearing the lectures and material like that, we have a good hour or so of discussion and hear people from around the world have different perspectives. And this is where, if you are there live, you will be able to raise your own questions. And it's much more immediate if you are involved in it. So I find that to be one of the most exciting parts of the class because, of course, you can get a recording, but here you are part of um, the milieu uh, of engagement, and so I find that to be very, very important.
Daniel, that's so, I mean, I think we're the only seminary in the world where that is the case, where we promise that we're going to be there, we're going to listen to your questions, we're going to answer them. And if we don't know the answer, we'll get it the next week. Now, what's also amazing, Daniel, is the caliber of students we've been getting. There are
Oh,
some students that are actually even ahead, who are moving ahead in this material and who are now introducing brand new material that I've not even heard, that you've not even heard, especially about what we're talking about right now. And that is the problem with the hadith, the problem with what we're finding out, how Muhammad, what he actually said and what he actually did. Some of our students are actually going right in and introducing brand new material. Now, we get that in class, and those discussions don't just last 1 hour. Some of them go to 2 hours. Because of that back and forth, cut and parry, makes it an awful lot more practical for the students, especially those of you who were on the field in other areas of the world. And so we're getting our background from people from Nigeria and Ethiopia. There are some coming in from Malaysia, from India, from South Africa, and in Europe, on top of those of us who are here in the Western Hemisphere from United States and in Canada and in South America. Getting all of these students who are giving us feedback and giving us support and giving us not only support for what we're saying, but how it is applied in their context makes it a lot more alive. You're right. That's so important.
Yeah.
And this is why we do promise to be there live, just so we're there. It's not just head knowledge. This is practical applied knowledge. Well, this has been great, Daniel. They're starting on the 25th of August. That's Monday the 25th at 8 p.m. I'd like to see as many of you as possible come and join us. Until then, this is Daniel and Jay. Over and out.